Hello, everybody.
Finally.
Technical difficult. My name is Professor Renderer. I'm in the booth is Nielsen Alex 92. This is the Link to the Past Daily Race standard mode here in the Speed Gaming family.
Yeah.
So to catch everyone up, we have Jux Referee, Rallin Tink here, Mr. Paz and Oro in the restream, and some other racers I can't really bother to watch. We had a 3 bombs in Link's house, a hammer starts from the Uncle Desert Palace. As you saw, Desert Palace, Eastern Palace, Crystals, Hera Pendant, Flippers in the back of Escape. We had Hookshot in the Sanctuary, Fire Rod and Shovel in the Blind's Hut, Power Glove in the Well, Silver Arrows in the Chicken, Half Magic on the Digging Spots, Mitts in the Sunken Treasure, Bombos and Bado in Mini Moldrum Cave, Mushroom on Lake Hylia Islands, Lamp on Spectacle Rock, which we need a mirror for. Berna on the Kid Berna on the lower portion of Paradox Cave, Bucknet and Moonpearl on the Waterfall Ferry, and Oro being the first one to get Dark World access. Swamp Palace, Swamp Palace is a pendant, Turtle Rock Screen or pendant, green, and 5-6 crystals on Pod and Skullwood. Red Boomerang inside the tavern, Flute in the C-shaped house, a sword in DC, and the boots. There was a hint that the boots were on Sahasraela's closet. Finally, I can say that.
How you can breathe, Renderer. You can breathe now.
I can finally breathe. Okay. But anyway, Mr. Paws on the blind. Zora not bringing up anything.
Alright, let's see what Blind have for us. More than a crystal. Well, it looks like he has a Master Sword for us, so that's the 2 swords in Thieves Town.
Interesting now that there's 2 swords right there, and that's so right now they can do Master Sword strats on Ganon, but that's like way in the future. Mr. Paws being the first one of the runners to grab the first crystal at around 26 minutes, 40 seconds in.
Yeah, we at least need 2 crystals, 2 swords to finish off the seed.
Right, and then there was only a single rupee inside the chest game. Bomb pack on Sick Kid. Rallon grabbing the flutes.
Well, at least we can clear out with 2 swords in hand. We can clear out Skull Woods as well, and with half magic, that's going to make it a lot easier as well. But Mr. Paw is going to go and get his boots from the from Sarashala's closet.
Yeah, he did read the. He was the one who read the hint. So at this point, Rallon Takira though is going into Skullwoods. Gonna pretty much clear that first and then get it up.
Yeah, and it's a good play to do because you will have 2 crystals back straight off the back.
And also Desert Palace, it might actually reveal that, I mean, hey, Desert Palace might eventually be boots locked because now that they have it, they can cross into it because they can go to the back.
We still need a mirror though, so we cannot access Desert Palace yet.
Right. That's the most important thing. That's that elusive mirror.
Mirror or the book. It all depends on, but we will need the one of the items.
Right. And Jack's grabbing his flute. He goes into Thieves Town. Mr. Paws activated his flute.
Okay, Hookshot Cave. Let's see. Oh, Quake Medallion.
Now, so that's 2 of the 3. Now, Mr. Paz actually is crossing into the Dark World to check Meyer's medallion. I want to bet that was Ether, but I might be wrong.
Well, only Quake Medallion, Hookshot Cave. Alright, throw a rock. Is Quake. We do have the medallion for the throw rock.
Now he would need to just he probably need to go into he has to go into the light world, of course, and go from the west side of Desert Dead Mountain to even open it up.
Yeah, and Rail Tank here, our first runner on the restream to have 2 crystals, takes out Skullwoods with no problems at all.
Yeah, just over 30 minutes. Or going into Spike Cave with the King of Burna. I mean, that's the only thing you really do with the King of Burna is check Spike Cave.
I mean, you can have Cane of Burna if we need to do Throw a Rock to protect ourselves from Laser Bridge. We have found a Cane of Sumaria inside of Spike Cave, so we will need to do Spike Cave today.
Very interesting. Grabbing the Samaria, of course. That now this, of course, that will be needed. I think for Mr. Meyer.
Yeah, you need Cane of Sumaria for Mr. Meyer, and if we need to do Throw a Rock.
And looks like Jack's taking, I think, a Death Warp. Unless that was him just probably leaving, or taking a Death and leaving. I don't know.
That Cane of Sumaria could be possibly be one of the items that will be a little bit trolly for our runners today, since I've seen a lot of runners just skip out on Spike Cave, just overall.
Now, I don't want this to be no, I don't want this to be a troll, like another troll, like what happened yesterday. If you guys remember, the book was on Sora Ledge, and that book was required to get the fire rod.
Rail Tank here bombs Sarashala for some weird reason.
Maybe some bad beef brewing between the two.
Maybe. But yeah, except the crystal from Skullwoods, it looks like this dungeon is pretty much dead. Skullwoods.
Well, of course they still need to. Of course they still need to grab. Of course they still need to clear Skullwoods because Modula.
Yeah, but like otherwise, it's a dead dungeon with the items.
Right, around inside King's Tomb, only grabbing 3 bombs. Checks follow him right into it. And Rowland going for the bonk rocks, while Jex is going to take a diversion into Kakariko and activate his flutes.
Mr. Paws needs to be careful here. Okay, he still has that bottle with red potion, so he should be okay right now.
Yeah, he. That was, if I'm correct, was picked up in Mini Baldurn Cave.
Oh yeah, Next to Bomber's medallion.
Okay. And Rowland also activating his flutes.
No, Jackson and Raylan's pretty much synced up in that way. They're doing the same checks at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah, because
That
Mr.
looks like
Mr. Paws clears Mothula, Oro following him into the dungeon. Rowland's gonna check the set kit, of course. That's only 3 bombs.
that's Quake medallion for Mr. Meyer, by the way. So Quake is required for both our dungeons.
So that renders the bomb of the shell ink right away without using the fire.
Yeah, so bombos will only be required for that reason. I'll if it not required, but it's a good item to have.
Right.
But yeah, right now it's pretty stale on items. We haven't seen a lot of progression for a while now, so Raylan looks like Raylan's going to dip into Ice Palace, have all the items required to beat the dungeon. So
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Rowland going into Ice Palace.
this is a good play because there's a lot of 3 hints, and will get another crystal as well.
And there's, if I'm correct, 3 items here.
Well,
And,
that's a good hint to get. You don't need to do purple chest.
Yeah, you can strike that from the blacksmith chain. I'm not sure if Jex took that death intentionally or...
I think that was a death ward from Jex.
I believe so too.
Well, there's
there was
Temper
Temper Sword. So this will make game pretty much trivial.
It's going to make Cold Stare a lot easier as well.
Yeah. What's about the convenience items? Because we got sword inside Thieves Town, and then we got another sword from Blind, and now we got another sword in Ice Palace to take care of Cold Stare pretty quickly.
And the sea is pretty nice in that way.
Unique items on Spectacle Rock, that was the...
Yeah, thank you, game. We already knew that.
And Roland's setting up for the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Probably one of the hardest bomb jumps in the game.
Yeah, because the way Link moves is that he moves additional 1 pixel to the left and up. So setting up for that bomb jump is pretty difficult.
Jax is using that bomb in a very good way.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty nice idea pretty good idea to just use bombos here. Although of course it might be a big time loss, but yeah. If it works, might as well use it.
Well, there's powder in Ice Palace.
I don't know about you, but do you want to do a fetch quest?
I mean, I love fetch quests.
Fetch quests are great.
Looks like Raylan's going. Okay, I thought for a second there that Raylan might do. Okay, he might do it. Cold's there first. Okay, he's not. Never mind. He was just hunting for some fairies.
He's also he might also be looking to clear out the rest of the items in this dungeon.
Yeah, I thought for a short second that he would like just skip out on the rest and would be. I don't think you should do that.
The only thing I can see I can only see him the way he would do that. Of course, it would just be looking for all the items before he goes into Cold State, so that way he doesn't have to go in again.
Jex.
And dies on Tamathia. Yikes.
Yep. Moth is not playing nice, eh?
Here's the last one of the hints here in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Just some green text that means pretty much nothing.
Something about a gnome. That's all I was reading for a short second.
Yeah, it's only a gnome, something about a gnome, and that's all you really need to know about it.
Right, let's see. Is there any more items in here in Ice Palace?
There's the big
There's
key.
a big
Actually,
key.
yeah, so he might be hunting to see what the item is on the big chest. Because this is one of the dungeons that you don't really need to get the big key for. He's end of the boss.
There's the combat, so... Is there an item here, or is it in the big chest?
It could also be on Colstair too. If the map is, it could be a map on either on the big chest or Colstair.
Yeah, because that was a big ruby, big 20, so there's nothing in there, so... And then that was the third item, so it's going to be a map, and I think it's a small key as well.
Yeah, so that's pretty much that's all you can really do. So he's gonna have to and was attempting to do the spin clip, does not get it.
He was not far away from getting it.
Spin clip is pretty tricky and fairly inconsistent, but if you can pull it up correctly, it saves you some time. About a second. And Jex also going into Ice Palace, joining him in the cold.
The worst part for Jex right now is he's going into Ice Palace with just a fighter sword.
Yeah, he didn't clear Thieves Town. And Rowland on the Cold Stair fight is going to be using that Bomba's medallion to break open the shell.
Making good use of that tempered sword plus the fire rod.
And Rowland takes care of it, no problem. There is a map, so that big chest was only a small key.
One good part with Jex being inside of this dungeon is he will be upgraded to at least a Master Sword.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to rely on his fire rod, and he does not have half magic, so he has to be pretty accurate with it.
But yeah, that's the third crystal for Raylan. So let's see where he will go now.
Now, my bet is, I can imagine he could probably go into Turtle Rock just to still see what is inside of it, like what items could be in there. Because he has that. Oh wait, he doesn't have the Can Smart, right?
He needs to go and check Spike Cave right now.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have the Can of Burn Up, so
Well, he's up. He's at the right place to get that Cane of Burn at least, since he's up on Death Mountain.
yeah, because it is on Paradox Cave, the lower portion of Paradox Cave, and Oro is going to do the Blacksmith Chain. Hammer Pegs will bring up a heart piece.
Looks like Mr. Paws is setting up for a Death Warp. Alright, so it looks like Oro is going to go and pick up those boots. Take them with the little blacksmith at the meantime.
Yeah, Rowland is heading for that Paradox Cave.
Yeah, and there's the Cane of Burn now, so hopefully he will go to Spike Cave when he's up here. And Jack's getting his Quake Medallion. It looks like Jax is going to do Spike Cave.
Yeah, that makes sense, honestly. So he will be grabbing that Can of Maria.
And Mr. Paws is doing the exact same thing, so I think everybody's going to route in Spike today.
Well, yeah, because Can of Maria, it is one of those progression items.
If you feel... Oh,
Oh
there's
boy!
the bow!
That allows him to clear his Palace and Pod.
Yeah, we definitely need that bow today. That's for sure.
So, are they even blacksmiths? But they're more like a smithery or whatever. I don't know what the term is for bow makers. Fletchers?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I would have bet it's Fletchers.
Well, that puts Oro in a very good position since he has pretty much all the items he needs to finish off the seed. He only needs the mirror or a book to be able to access Desert Palace right now.
Yeah, and even then, he can even combo that in with Mr. Meyer and clear Mr. Meyer out and clear Desert Palace at the same time.
It's going to be interesting to see where that mirror will be placed at.
all things considered, this dungeon, this crystal layout is pretty easy for pretty easy on the runners. Although then I mean yeah, because with the layout of the items and pretty much, the only problem thing could be for some runners is Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice Palace never a dungeon you like. But that mirror location, well, since the lamp is on Spectacle Rock and we need the mirror, it can't be locked by a dark rooms. We know that for sure. So.
Oh, definitely.
That's a good hint in Eastern Palace about Big Key being on the firelight part of Misery Mire.
Yeah, very nice. Oro looks like he has to go through the vanilla Big Key location to grab that Big Key. Maybe it was instinct. I want to bet that. But anyway.
Yeah, most likely. Right, Raelan Kier going into Dark Death Mountain now. Hopefully thinks about Spy Cave.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go either open up Turtle Rock and maybe go and then head for Spy Cave. And it actually looks like he's heading straight for a Spy Cave.
He's going to dip into Hookshot Cave first. And
well, of course, yeah. That is required. There's the vanilla Big Key. He's gonna pop his red potion.
So with that in fact, Eastern Palace will not have the mirror.
Is it because there's only a dungeon I'm on Armos?
I was more thinking about where the Big Key is located. You need the lamp to get the Big Key.
Oh, right. But of course, these runners know how to deal with dark rooms, especially with Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I just mean the logic of the mirror and the lamp and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, either way, they're still gonna need to clear it either way because it's a crystal.
Yep, and hopefully we'll get something from it. I think Aura might have missed one. I think Chat's told us about, or maybe missing a chest in the beginning of the dungeon. I'm not sure anymore.
It might be the cannonball room. That he intentionally orphaned it so that he could take care of the Armos Knights and see there might be some either could be reinforced, but there might be a map or a compass on any of these. But these are going to be going down pretty quick.
But there's the cape.
Not exactly what I was thinking, but so that could mean that there's probably a compass or a map. I didn't see what he had picked up throughout the dungeon. And Browlin gets his case tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're, as we just mentioned, we're a book or a mirror away from go mode. At least on our side. Raylan and Kira and the others need to pick up their bow from the blacksmiths.
And Jax is heading back into Thieves. And Rellin being the first run of the runners to open up Misery Mire.
I mean, he can full clear it if he knows how to do the dark rooms in Misery Mire.
I'm pretty sure he can. This is again a sequence break for Rowland, because Lamp is of course on Spec Rock.
Looks like Aura is going to head straight for the pod area. But it's going to check out pretty much going to check out Catfish and the pyramid. I think at least maybe he will check Catfish.
That was a Book of Medora. That's go mode for Aura at around like 55 minutes. Oh my lord.
That elusive book. It's still. At least we have all the items we need to clear out the seed.
It looks like Aura might not be complete just yet. And yeah, there was that compass over in the big chest of these two. Now he might be looking. Now, if I'm honest, Oro might be trying to find another sword, just so he's a little bit safe for the Ganon fight. That's my honest opinion. 3 bombs on Catfish, and he's gonna save and quit out of there.
Yeah, Aura might not be comfortable enough to do dark rooms, and maybe not in the Mystery Mire, maybe not in Pod. So you might be looking for that mirror.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna be looking for the mirror so he can get there.
Right, there was actually an item in the cannonball chest that Oro skipped out on, and that was just a heart container. But that could have been another item that he would need.
Could have been the mirror, but good perception on Oreo to skip out on that cannonball chest. And Rowland here is going to be doing the Misery Mire Dark Room without a lamp.
Making good use of that Kano tomorrow to guide himself through the rooms.
And Oro is going to be going towards Agina's cave before he opens up Desert Palace.
Well, I don't think we have seen Agina at all today.
Now it's an out of the way check, and I usually would put Agina in the first thing in my mind with a seed, just to get it out of the way. And it was only a heart piece.
That's not the mirror we want.
Well, it's not the mirror that Oro wants, honestly, because he is in go mode at about 55 minutes.
So looks like Mr. Paws is going to pod without a bow, since he haven't done the blacksmith.
So Jax is gonna grab his bow once he takes the bullfrog over to there, as Rowland Tankir is on Vitreous.
Vitreous without a bow is not nice, but at least he got Tempered Sword, but he needs to be careful here.
You have only 3 hearts. And Mr. Paw is also showing us that Paw's not bow locked.
Well, that's a good feeling. So there's a big key in Desert Palace.
And that was on the boots lock side of Desert Palace.
And there's a mirror.
So for now, it's pretty much, for everyone else, that's going to be their go mode item. And Oro is going to just leave it and go back and back out.
He's going to go ahead straight up to the to the mountain, get the lamp, I think, or maybe not.
No, he's going for Meyer. He's going to run that as a combo.
Oh yeah.
So that was actually go mode for everyone, a full-on go mode at about an hour in.
Oh, you want to check the required medallion as well for Meyer. You haven't checked that before.
Of course, he knows that at this point he's in go mode for that, from what we know.
Checking some extra items here, extra locations, Oro. I don't know. Have you checked Spectacle Rock? If he's looking for lamp, I don't know if he's actually doing it or not.
I'm pretty sure he saw that during his route. I don't know.
Alright, so Oro decides to, well, I'm already here, why not clear out the Desert Palace? Looks like Raylan's going to go and pick up his bow now from the blacksmiths.
And Rowland also going to be grabbing that, is also going to try to grab that, thingy. With that bow.
Jax just picked it up, so that's going to lead him into this pod and, of course, Eastern Palace. And of course, when you have Fire Rod and half magic, Lamos will not be any issues at all.
Right. Especially, yeah, that's like, you get so much magic to even fire as many fire rush as you can even carry with a half magic meter.
That's the 4th crystal for Oro. Him and Raylan Tankir both on 4 crystals. Got Mr. Paws on 3 and Jax on 2.
Now for Oro, how I'm gonna see him route is what he could do is he will probably will go Mire, then Pod, then Ice Palace, but looks like he's actually gonna be taking that detour over to that lamp.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to do if you're not comfortable with the dark rooms.
And the magic bag's only giving 50 rupees.
Hey, that's a curse I want to get some $50.
Gluttony. You get Curse of Gluttony.
Well, we can at least say now, for real, he's in go mode Oro, because now he has the all the required items, since Lamp. In logic, is required.
Yeah, of course. And that's around the actual Goma time for real this time. Around 1 hour and 5 minutes. So he's going to route in. Well, I'm going to see him route it, at least from how I see it. He's going to go Mire first, maybe to Pod, and then Ice Palace.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to open up extra chests in here if he wants another sword or not.
He will be picking up another sword in Ice Palace if he decides that he will probably look for chests along the way. He'll probably be pretty more comfortable with a tempered sword in his hands. We'll cut down the time for him to clear Ganon.
Hey, you don't need to do all those master sword spins, that's for sure.
Yeah, master sword spins can cost you quite a lot of time.
It looks like Oro is not going to look for extra chests in Mire, so he's going to head straight to Vitreous.
Yeah, I don't really blame. Now the question is, will he decide to even go and look for chests inside Ice Palace? Because he will have to clear that, and so hopefully he does, because Master Sword strats is very, very time consuming.
I mean, you might just check one or two, so hopefully he checks the first one.
Yeah, that's my bet. He will check the first check.
And this fight is going to be very fast for Oro on the Vitreous, since he has silver arrows. Okay, Jax is done with Eastern Palace, third crystal, and he's going to head straight into Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like him doing Pod right after Eastern Palace. Pretty much the two easiest dungeons in the same relative location. You can clear them just fine. on the Vitreous fight, and Relin on the Armos Knights fight.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, Mr. Paws died in that dark room in the Mystery Mire.
Yeah, that dark room is very, very uncomfortable for some runners. They will need to get that lamp if they want to have a chance to get to Vitreous.
And that eyeball is not playing nice with Aura right now, and oh!
Yikes!
Well, he do have a fairy.
Yeah, he had he used that swag net to grab a fairy right around the area of the pyramid. And Oro strikes his revenge on Vitreous.
There we go, a lot better now. So that means he only had 2 crystal dungeons left.
And Earl's gonna stop at the potion shop to grab some potions for Ice Palace, which is always it's always nice to have just in case.
Yeah, you don't wanna... He's going to actually go to pod first, instead of... so he's just gonna pick up that blue potion, have it stored for Ice Palace later on. It looks like Mr. Paws might be heading into Turok. Unfortunately for Mr. Paws, this is a really bad play for him with Turok, so hopefully he decides to skip out on the whole dungeon. Since we do know that Turok is not required at all this seed. So we got Jax and Raylan inside of pod looking for... I guess they're looking for Mirror. They don't really know that the book will be what they need to go in.
Yeah, but that's that. Yeah, my only bet is that he might be, if he finds, I don't know, the ice rod here, or something like that, he might be opting to find the fight Shrinex, grab the green pendant, and hope that for him, Sahasrella has the mirror, which he doesn't. That's established there, and of course that also means the pet is not required, of course.
Yeah, Ped was dead real fast today.
Yeah, at like 55 minutes. Why, thank you, game. We knew that.
pretty interesting seed. It's not been a bad seed. It's been pretty quick if you think if you have done something differently, like picking up the book on the pyramid, but you never know stuff like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oof, Jax takes death here, but do have a fairy in a bottle, so that's good for him. And same thing for Mr. Paws into a rock.
Yeah. It looks like he looks like he's trying to look up for any items around here in pod. Well, there's the Ether Medallion.
Mr. Ether Medallion was picked. Ether must have been picked up in Trorock, right?
That was in pod.
Oh, okay, it wasn't bad.
It was in the two chests in the dark room. Pick it up, pod. Jex is on the Helmus Arcane fight.
One shot to the face of Helmastor and he's down. Jax is picking up his, what is it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth crystal seed. And he has the possibility to do Pyramid Fair, which I don't think he will do.
No, because of course there is nothing on that, there is nothing on there. Rowland also on the Helmus Arcane fight.
Another shot to the face and he's down. And looks like Jax is going for the Desert Palace now, so he will get that mirror in hand.
Yep. And now Oro is on the Helmus Arcane fight.
Yeah, Helmasaur three times in a row here now.
And with a single silver arrow to that crystal, Oro takes care of King Helmusar.
You only need to do one more dungeon now, Oro, and then he will be heading up to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Now I do like how he put Ice Palace off to the very end, because no one likes to go to Ice Palace right before the start of right before like before you get all your go mode items. And Rowland grabs his book.
And actually, this is Raylan's last dungeon to do. That is a crystal dungeon. And I do think Raylan might be hit. Well, it all depends on how fast he does Desert Palace now, but he might be the first one to enter GT.
Yeah, because he had grabbed that book. That technically is one of our Gomo items. If you don't grab the lamp.
Yeah, I don't think Raylan will be needing that lamp at all.
Yeah, it's hard to say who might be in the lead at this point, because with Rowland and Oro having pretty much the same crystal count, there's that tempered sword for Oro.
So they're having the same items, exact same items, and it will be very close between these two.
Yeah, save mirror and the lamp.
But Raylan is actually going to go through and check for the mirror. So that will take him a little bit of extra time.
Right, but honestly, you don't really need to grab the mirror at this point, because for him, he pretty much has it all sewn up. For us as commentators, though, and yeah, he is going to be grabbing that mirror. This is going to be a race.
Yeah, this is going to be very close when they head into GT. It's going to come down to the execution or finding the way, like finding the big key first.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much a big clash. And I don't mean a clash as in like mindlessly flailing around in 1.8 Minecraft PvP. I don't know why I made that analogy, but whatever.
Hey, you did it! And it looks like Oro is having some issues here setting up the bomb jump.
Yeah, because like I said, the way Link moves is like there's 2 pixels. You can move 2 pixels farther to the left than to the right. He moves 2 pixels onto the left and up, compared to being 1 pixel from the right and the bottom. So setting up that bomb jump is going to be really tricky.
It looks like he got it now. Losing some extra seconds here on Raylan. That's heading to Lamos right about now.
Yeah, that might cost him a bit. That's cost him time. Rowland will be the first of the runners to grab all 7 crystals. And Mr. Paws also took care of Lamo while we were talking about that. And Rowland has taken care of Lamo, and he has now got 7 crystals.
And with 7 crystals, I think you know what's going on when we get 7 crystals, right?
Yeah, I feel like playing a game, so we're gonna play a game. So that is the game in particular. It's not Monopoly, but the big key guessing. Inside Ganon's basement or tower, whatever you want to call it, that little first person of it. There are 22 locations, and one of those locations will have that big key. From 1 to 22, put your guesses in chat where you think that big key might be.
What do you think it will be, Render?
I'm gonna stick with my usual location. Render room, but with an exact location in particular, 11 at around 11. Meaning they would have to go full left.
I'm going with my usual. I'm going to go with that tile room. The number 22.
Well, I mean, I don't think they were. I don't believe. This scene has been kind, so I'm gonna play kind with Rowland here.
I mean, the sea has been kind enough, so we need something to sink them down, right?
Right. And Oro is also going to be grabbing his final crystal. Like I said, this is going to be a race. It will all come down to execution.
But right now, the Raylan got a pretty huge advantage here. It's going to be it's going to be like a minute between them when they enter GT, since Aura's heading into and buying another potion.
Yeah, he had to use that potion during his setup for the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Alright, Raylan Tankir is opening up GT now. It's going to enter any second now.
And that will mean that the butts will be off the table. And by the way, we do not run a bot.
Right, Raylan enters at 1 hour, 25 minutes and 10 seconds.
Now, in order to make sure that my guess will be right, it'd be around, here I have to go through Hope Room first, then go left. There's a map for number 1. And number 2 is 20 rupees, and he is going to mirror to the left.
The torch lives again. It's only a blue rupee.
Yeah, that is 3.
Oro actually went into Bunny Cave.
Interesting. Number 4 is a small key. Number 5 is 50 rupee. Number 6 is another small key. I'm having a little bit of trouble with those stout. And number 7, another key. That might be a little bit costly for him, as Oro now enters, is now opening up Ganon's Tower.
He's over a minute behind going into GT. It all comes down to how he routes this place.
Yeah. Number 8 is a compass.
And unfortunately for Mr. Paws, he turned in the blacksmith, but never went back and grabbed that bow when he did it earlier on, and he just got the bow.
Yeah, that's gonna cost him a lot of time. Number 9 coming up.
That's 10 arrows.
Now, upcoming is Rendo Room for checks 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Okay, Oro went left and then mirrored out.
He might be implying some Dark Magician strategy. 10 is 10 arrows. 11 is the single arrow. Level 12 is 3 bombs. And number 13, 20 rupees. So there goes my guess.
I am, I guess, still living.
Well, of course. And there's number 14.
Oh, the best boomerang.
So now Rowland's gonna fight the Ice Arbos Knights.
Armors on ice. Is that Disney on ice?
Not really, but they're just knights that bounce around, and that's all. It's not as magical as Disney on Ice. Number 15. This another small key. That's less than small keys. Number 16, a heart piece, and number 17. It is on the right side.
And that's where Aura is right now.
That might be able to get him some time back in the favor of Oro. Number 18. Bombs. Number 19. Bombs. Number 20. A gold sword. And number 21. It is on Tile Room.
Tile Room.
Oh, and Oro takes a fall.
And Raylan is back in the lead now.
Yeah, he's going left side because he started with right. He applied Dark Magician strats, so Rowland will get more time off of Oro.
There we go. Raylan knows it's going to be Tile Room today.
So you were right.
Yep.
And I don't know who was on check because I don't have it up at the moment. One of you probably guessed Tile Room. It's Kevin.
We actually do have one. Takesu Ishida guessed number 22. So congratulations, you win unlimited amounts of render seeds.
That's and maybe I don't know a Coke red potion from the witch's hut. I don't know. Coca-Cola, to be more precise. I don't know. I was just thinking off the top of my head. I'm not gonna pull out the Cold Stairs Creamery.
Oh God, no.
Line. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
There we have it. Raylan got the big key and he's going to just blast through the remaining parts of GT.
Yeah, that is going to be costly for Oro because he did Dark Magician strats compared to Rowland's left right and then right left right situation. Going for Hope Room first, then going left, and then going right.
And picking up that Butter Sword is going to make this GT even faster.
Now, the only way Oro can potentially win this is if Rowland either falls inside at the Moldorm 2, or dies on Ganon, or falls in the Ganon fight after phase 3 and onward.
I mean, everything can happen. It is random after all, so.
Yes.
Jax is going to pick up his fight with Cold Stare, and he's going to head up straight up to GT as well. This is his final crystal he's going to grab, and Mr. Paz is doing the Palace of Darkness right now. Ooh, and Jax takes the death at Cold Stare.
Yikes. Now for Mr. Paz, he still has to grab either that mirror, which is in Desert Palace. Technically speaking, he needs to grab that book off of the Desert Ledge. Or the Desert Ledge, the Pyramid Ledge. Rowland is on 1.5 hearts.
But they do have a blue potion that he's not afraid to use, so...
Yeah, good use of that blue potion. My only fear now is that if he dies on an Ganon fight, that will cost him pretty much cost him time, or if he falls, that is going to be even worse.
There we go. Oro picks up his big key. So he's going to blast through as well. And Raylan's done with Land Molas.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble with the Lammo fight. It's gonna add more. It's be adding more time onto Oro.
Okay, let's see if Jax can get some revenge on Cold Stare when he reaches Cold Stare. Oh!
Yikes.
Ice Palace not treating Jax very nicely today.
No, it is not. It has not been treating him nice. And that is his last dungeon he needs to clear. Mr. Paz on the Helmos Arcane fight. And for him, he still has to clear Misery Mire. So he's just one dungeon behind Dex Refi.
Mr. Paz is, well, unfortunately 2 dungeons behind. Since he hasn't picked up the book yet.
Oh yeah,
but
that's
going to go pretty fast.
Yeah,
Says he's almost done with Mire as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant too. Ralin on the Moldor 2 fight, he had used a fairy to he had picked up a fairy to on the way, and takes care of it no problem. And he grabs 50 rupees out of the chest. And now Ralin is making their way over to the Aga 2 fight.
It's going to take care of Aga right now, as we speak. I think that was a double. 1, yep, that's a 1. That's 2 and 1, if I can do my math.
I mean,
that's another 1.
I mean, if you know geometry, then this shouldn't be a problem.
That's a double.
And now, that was a double. Smooth fight for Ralin. All that stands in his way right now is the Ganon fight, and he will be completing the seed.
I gotta take care of that big pig now.
Oro making your way on the over, making the way past the gauntlet, or probably still in the gauntlet. I can't really tell which when the gauntlet starts and when it ends. But anyway, Ralin on drops down into the Ganon fight.
Okay, so Mr. Paz has picked up, by the way, his book, so he got access to Desert Palace now.
And technically speaking, go mode for Jax. I mean, not Jax, Mr. Paz.
With Cape out and, of course, the Body Sword, Ganon's not going to be any problems for our runners today.
That is, if he stops teleporting. And did we get those arrows in the light worlds? Yes, we surely did. And that was, of course, in that chicken hut. Well, I'm not going to set up for that torch glitch.
Takes a hit from Ganon. Shouldn't be any issues after all. Trollorn 2 is down for Oro in the meantime.
And grab Sal's 50 rupees out of the chest too.
Get your GGs in chat for Raylan Tank here. He just finished the pig. And Railtank here
Railtank
finished. It's our first runner on restreamed finish. He finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour 39 minutes flat.
And 6th place.
6 plates overall. The runner of today was Salt to Fry with finishing the first place with 1 hour 24 minutes and 24 seconds.
We also had Mina in 2nd place with a time of 1:37:47. Koride in 3rd place with a time of 1:37:54. DKS 89 with a time of 1:38:13 in 4th place, and we are joined by Roundtable as I name out the rest of this one. Mikon in 5th place with a time of 1:38:46. Now you can go.
GG's Railin. How did you feel about this seed today?
I actually felt pretty good. That was kind of nice what I did, I felt like. I mean, last locating the book was probably the best thing that I could have done there. Skipping out on the mirror entirely saved me quite a few checks.
And you were the second one on the restream to go mode this seed, with Oro having a 55 minutes, technically a 55 minutes go mode with the book.
But Raylan, how did you feel otherwise? Was there anything you feel like you could have done differently this seed, or it was just you felt like it was pretty straightforward today?
I mean, I could have left out on Hera. That wasn't. I decided to do it. Could have.
Was fallen to Ganon.
Ouch. That was a try. Didn't have something good. I mean, at least the hints were kinda nice there. I think led me to skipping purple chest at least.
Yeah, and getting that bow from the blacksmith today, that was pretty well placed bow today.
And that was the one thing that kinda ticked me off a bit. I thought about doing an early smith, and I would have had the bow much earlier. That would have led me to the book earlier. So maybe then it would have went even faster, but I don't know. Could also have led me to the mirror earlier, and that would have pulled me to a swamp maybe. So
you did really good routing today, and your execution was really on top of your game today. Really nice work to see you doing your thing.
yeah, I felt good, and some things went very well. So yeah, wasn't much to tilt off about, and that let that influence me. So yeah, I mean, was a bit annoyed about the Gen fight that I let one firebet off and hit me, so I had to kind of miss out on the silver there, but that are small things, and yeah.
I think you should be happy either way. Like
I
feel like you
definitely
did. I feel like you did everything you could do. Like there was not much you could have done differently. I get that feeling from you. Like you had solid routing. Well, as solid can be when you think about that book, but that's something you can't really think about sometimes. I feel like it was pretty straightforward from all of you runners today.
Yeah.
And while we're here, Oro has taken out Ganon. We'll cross that bridge pretty soon. We'll get the time for it.
Get your GGs in chat for Oro. He finished the second runner on the restream today that's finishing off, and he finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour 43 minutes and 58 seconds. That's a new personal best by 14 minutes.
Flat. And speaking of personal best, we had Simo in 7th place with a time of 1:40:147, and improving their best by just 9 seconds. And then Frostbite finishing in 8th place with a time of 1:43:08, following them. And we're joined by Oro. GG, man.
GGs.
Hey, thanks, guys. GG's to everyone.
So, how did you feel about this seed today, Oro?
I feel like I kind of just accidentally routed it really good because I missed a couple of checks and then went elsewhere and just found all the progression over in the Zora area.
Your routing today was really on top, Oro. You were the first runner on the restream today to be in go mode.
Yeah, at about 55 minutes. Technically.
Yeah. Technically, I was in go mode, but with my current equipment, I wasn't really gonna step into Mire without the lamp, so I kind of went around looking for the lamp.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's what we thought too.
Yeah, if I had blue mail and a couple of bottles or something, I'd try to do the dark rooms, but I knew that with green mail and only one bottle, I would have spent more time dying down there than just going to find the lamp.
At that point, did you know that where the lamp was, or did you realize when you got the mirror?
I didn't know, but I kind of just felt like I hadn't even looked at the Spectacle Rock area. I just got the lamp, so I was like, okay, I'm going to check a few places like Checkerboard. I'm going to check, sort of that dense area where I could check both the Spectacle Rock Cave and the top of Spectacle Rock and the tablet, and just kind of got really lucky.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the hint early on about unique item on Spectacle Rock. Did you skip out on that, or do you see it?
Yeah, I don't think I saw it. Where was it?
Oh, I don't remember where it was. Yeah, Ice Palace, yeah.
I didn't go into Ice until after I'd gotten the lamp and finished Mire, so I didn't check any of the hints. When I went into Ice, I was really in go mode, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to check the Pengator room and the Freezor room, just hoping to get something better than Master Sword, and kind of lucked out that I both got a sword upgrade and the powder, which were really nice safeties for the climb up GT.
Yeah, otherwise, Oro, do you feel like you could have done anything differently, or you're just happy with your routing and execution?
Definitely execution. Once I hit go mode, I had a lot of stream jitters because I knew that I was both being watched by a bunch of people and I was on PB pace. I screwed up setting up the Ice Palace bomb jump about 10 times and had to use a potion. I fell to Ganon. I was just really trying to just be like, okay, calm down and just do what you do.
Yeah, but that bomb jump in Ice Palace it's not easy to set it up. You can easily fail that one. But hey, talking about that PB of yours, congratulations on 14 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. I feel really good about that. It's always good to get a PB on your first time getting restreamed.
You gotta do it on the big stage.
Yeah, I think another thing that I routed pretty well was once I had Dark World access, I didn't have a sword, so I kind of just checked the front of Thieves Town and went around and managed to find a lot of other progression elsewhere, because it didn't really seem like Thievestown or Skullwoods had anything in the end. So I just kind of went back there when I had all the equipment to be able to kind of easily one-shot them. Usually as soon as I have dark mode and those are crystals, I just try to jump in and get killed by blind or killed by moth a couple of times. But I think I saved a lot of time by, resisting the temptation and going up to Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, and of course, like you mentioned, Skullwoods didn't have any items at all, and Thievestown just having 2 swords. That's a pretty fun location to put 2 swords in. But Raylan and Aura, do you guys have any final thoughts otherwise?
Not for the seed, but as always, thank you for commentating, and a big shout out to the trackers doing very taxing job, always keeping up with the runners. I track myself quite a bit for some tourneys, so I know it's not as easy as you may assume, so always big thanks for that. Yeah, was fun being on Restream and having a good run for once. I had a very bad streak on Restreams until now.
Yeah, I'd like to agree with Raylan and thanking both of you for doing the commentary, and for the streamers, or for the trackers for doing a really great job with that, and to everyone involved with the restream and setting this up, and especially shout outs to all the viewers that make this fun to do.
Yeah.
Well, GG's to both of you, Raylan and Aura. It's been fun watching you guys going at it.
All right, GG's. I'm gonna sign off.
GG's.
Alright. While the remaining 2 runners are doing their Gantt's Tower, I might as well read out the schedule for the rest of the day.
Sounds like a solid plan. Meanwhile, Jax is doing his climb up. He's almost at the Trolldorn 2, and Mr. Paws is going in. I think Mr. Paws is going to do a tile room now.
Yeah, actually, let me try it again. Bloodborne, there at 5 o'clock there is the Bloodborne All Blossoms tournament and the Super Metroid Double Anti-Bingo tournament. There is also at 6:30 the Super Metroid Double Anti-Bingo tournament, and 30 minutes after that the Link to the Past Overworld Glitches tournament randomizer. 8 o'clock the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer spring tournament. At 8:30, we have the All Boards, No Swords Zelda 1 Randomizer Finals. Don't want to miss that out. And we also have the Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament 3rd place match at 8 o'clock, as well as the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Galactic Pod Racing Circuit.
Ooh, Jax, no! Jax kills Trolldorn.
And falls off.
But yeah.
Look, has to fight him again.
Thankfully, he had at least 2 hearts when he fall down on the spikes there.
And then I think to round it out, we have the at 9 o'clock we have the Wednesday Night Magic: The Gathering Arena event, and as well as the double anti-bingo.
A lot of content for us on this B gaming channels.
Yeah, and the the Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer weekly race. So you can check those out over the course of. Hold on.
Right, Mr. Paul's got his big key, he's gonna do his climb, Jack's taking care of Aghanim too.
And we can do that over the course of. You can watch those over almost the entirety of the Speaking family of networks. Through Speaking 1 and Speaking 2 through 6. So don't want to miss that out.
And Jack's got a pretty nasty Aghanim right now. I think Jax only needs one more hit on Aghanim before it's time to fight the pig. There we go. Aghanim is down for Jax. And Jax takes a death on Ganon.
Although this is on the very first phase, like the very first hit, so not big of a time loss for him.
That's good that it's on the first one, so he doesn't need to feel like he's losing a lot of time there. Uh-oh. Does Jax have more potions or he doesn't have it? Yeah.
Oh! Jax fell!
Jax realized he didn't have any potions left and used all of the magic in his cape.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Jax. So Mr. Paz might be able to take some more time off of Jax here. It really depends though. It just honestly it just really depends because he's got to cross the Dark World back and then make their way over to the pyramid, and they're good for Jax at least.
I think Jax forgot that that portal does not exist since we haven't fought Aghanim. Right, so since Jax had to refill his potions in the bottles and all that stuff, Jax had to run around from Link's house into the Dark World through the portal and is heading now straight up to Pyramid. Meanwhile, Mr. Paws is closing in on the Trollhorn 2 fight. Hopefully Jax will have a little bit of an easier fight now with Ganon. Alright, let's cut down that big pig of yours. Brings out the cape. This time he has a bottle with blue potion, so there shouldn't be any problems. That's phase 2 down. Phase 3 coming up, just needs one hit in Ganon. If he can stop teleporting, there we go, that's the hit he needs. And yes, Ganon, we sure found those silver arrows. No torch glitch, needs to fill up with the magic. There we go. That's 1 hour down. 2 hours down. One and ooh, that was so close for a double. And there we go, get your GGs in chat for Jax. Jax crosses the line and he is the third runner on the restream to finish off in a 12th place overall with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute and 40 seconds. GGs. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Paws taking care of his Ganon fight. He has a Butter Sword in hand, so he have a little bit of a easier fight with Ganon. Already in phase 1. No, not phase 1. I'm not that great with that. There we go. That's another few hits. And we're in the last phase now. Half magic, he has a lamp out. He's going to set up a torch glitch. And he got it. One hour down. 2 hours down. It's the third hit, and we're closing in on that final hit for Mr. Paws. There we go. Get your GGs in chat for Mr. Paws. Fourth runner of the restream to finish off the seed. And he crosses the line and he finishes with an official SRL time with 2 hours, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. GG's. Wait and see and if our two last runners is going to come in for an interview. Okay, I'll wait here for a second to see what is going on. I think Mr. Paws is going to join us. But oh boy, this was a race. This was a really good scene to watch. Really interesting. And we are joined by Mr. Paws. GG's.
GG's. You can hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Oh, how I wasn't last place, was I there?
Do you mean overall or in the on
I
restream?
meant overall.
I have no idea actually. I don't really know how many was on, but
I feel
GG's
like,
man.
oh, GG's, yes, indeed. I feel like if there was a seed designed for every week thing in my game, it was that one. But it was a lot of fun, I thought.
And we're also joined by Jex. GG's. Can you hear us, Jex? Right, pause. Going over to you. How did you feel otherwise about the seed?
I felt good for about the first 20 minutes. And then it was just abject panic for about an hour.
I mean, I feel like you did pretty well, even though that you said that this seed brought out the issues you have. Like, I feel like you played very well out of in a way.
I think my execution was okay. You know, just that the Meyer darkroom. I couldn't be bothered to memorize it. So whenever that comes up, I just face plant.
And that location of the book.
Oh, yeah. So that's a good one. That I didn't think that the book was going to be the key to that one, because I got about an hour in, I started thinking this game thinks I have the mirror already, and I very much do not. So I was looking for the mirror the whole time.
I think all of the runners was actually looking for that mirror, but in the end, it all came down to that book, and that placement was not a friendly one, since you guys didn't really have to walk over to the pyramid at all.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do it that way, but for me, the pyramid, it's always part of kind of the big loop that you do. So there was so many progression items in like 20 minutes right off the bat that you're thinking dungeons, you know?
Oh yeah. So you went into Turtle Rock. Did you expect to find anything in there?
That was pure desperation. That was pure. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Maybe I missed something. That was the depth of my doubting myself. Because there was no way it was going to be. It was very unlikely that I would find anything there. But I just was trying to think of something to do at that point, because I had totally forgotten about Pyramid.
I need to ask you one thing more that you did. You turned in the blacksmith, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Did you get the bow at the same time you turned them in? Because it looked a little bit weird on our end.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got the bow off the bread makers.
Yeah, I thought you took you went away and forgot about the item, but I could have been wrong there.
No, or did I? It's entirely possible I simply messed up. No, I may have made some sort of error, but it was certainly a small one.
Oh, all right.
I got the bow and then ended up doing doing dark, eastern, and that sort of thing. But
hey, you finished the seed at least.
you know, I always have that. I'll have that to keep me warm tonight.
Well, either way, Mr. Boss, GG's. Do you have any final
GG's.
thoughts?
No, that was a fun one. Anyone can do it, even if you're not very good like me. So it was a lot of fun.
All right, but GG's, Mr. Boss. Thank you so much
GG's.
for being on the restream and entertaining us all.
Thank you for your work too.
Right, so Jax has a little bit of a mic issue, but all he wanted to say was that those deaths cost him about half an hour, and he had a real poor execution. But otherwise, I think he is pretty happy that they at least finished the seed. And it looks like I lost my crew commentator there for a second, but this wraps everything up. So I'm gonna give a shout out to our amazing trackers. They've put up a really fantastic job. And to my co-commentator, amazing to do commentary with Renderer, Face9 Alex, and let's see if I can remember our other tracker's name. Let's see if I can actually remember it. I have a real bad memory. Fat Boy Bowl 300. Thank you so much for all the tracking you guys have done. That is everything from us. Thank you so much, and we will see each other on the Speed Gaming Network somewhere else. See you later, guys.